respectfully address the man of this particular evening, Shri Binoy Bahelji, also my senior friend in Rajya Sabha and former minister and the current Sherpa of India for G20, Shri Suresh Prabhuji. Also, uh, Hardik Somani, who has been behind all these efforts, and all his colleagues and ladies and gentlemen present in this virtual function. When I accepted that I would be joining this event, uh, I was a little perplexed because I'm not a student of fine arts as such, much less of archaeology. And therefore, I was wondering as to how exactly would I be able to contribute to the discussions that may be happening in this particular function. But later on, I thought that since I'm also able to kind of appreciate art from the impressionistic point of view, at least, I can comment and pay my respects to the very valuable work done by Sri Binay Kumar Bahelji. So, first of all, let me at the outset thank Hardik Somani for having me here on the one hand, and also thank Binay Bahelji and all his colleagues for the wonderful work that they are engaged in. Basically, when we talk about our heritage, our legacy, and how exactly we have traveled all through the centuries on the path of human evolution, evolution of human mind, and evolution of civilizational values, I think it is extremely necessary to meet with the question of our identity, who we are. That is a critical question. And there was a time when the social scientists used to consider that the element of identity or the issue of identity is a primordial kind of concern. But later on, I'm happy there is a change in their perception, and that is reflected in the way various terminologies are used. For example, earlier it was a fashion to call or to describe cities like New York or Mumbai or countries like India as melting pots, but no more. Today, social scientists say that we should be using the term instead of melting pot, salad bowl. So, a salad bowl represents a situation where you continue to preserve your individual identity and still be a part of a larger holistic collective identity. And this is very important because identity, and I believe art is also a part of, or rather, essential ingredient of our identity. All other things, today we are in the era of skill development and very naturally. But things like that tell you how to live. But the missions, like in like what Mr. Binoy Bahel is engaged in, these missions, in fact, explain you why to live. And this is the critical difference which we have to appreciate. And that takes me back to Anand Kumar Swami's writings. I was happy to listen to the mentions of Sadashiv Gorakshakarji from Mr. Bahel because I used to very closely interact with Mr. Gorakshakar. And when he was there at the Prince of Wales Museum, I used to visit his place very often and used to get to know several new things from Mr. Gorakshakar, whom I would describe as the father of modern museology in India, if I may put it very humbly. And therefore, when I was listening to Mr. Bahel, it reminded me of what Anand Kumar Swami had written way back in 1908 in Modern Review, which was a publication that used to come out from Kolkata. And I'm quoting Mr. Kumar Swamy, a very well-known art historian. Anand Kumar Swamy writes in 1908, and I'm quoting, "Speak to the ordinary graduate of an Indian university or a student from Ceylon of the ideals of Mahabharata, he will hasten to display his knowledge of Shakespeare. Talk to him of religious philosophy. You find that he is an atheist of the crude type common in Europe a generation ago, and that not only has he no religion, but is lacking in philosophy as the average Englishman. Talk to him of Indian music. He will produce a gramophone or a harmonium and inflict upon you both of them. Talk to him of Indian dress or jewelry. He will tell you that they are uncivilized and barbaric. Talk to him of Indian art. It is news to him that such a thing exists. Ask him to translate for you a letter in his own mother tongue. He does not know it. He is indeed a stranger in his own land." Unquote. And this is what a visionary like Mr. Kumar Swamy wrote more than 100 years before. And I'm sorry to say that even after a century or even more than that, I don't think we have made any remarkable progress on the path of knowing ourselves. We don't know what we are. In a particular abhanga, which is very popular in Maharashtra, they say, "Tuze ahe tuza pashi, paritu jaga chukalasi." You know, and you have all that you have to possess, but unfortunately you have forgotten as to where you have kept it. And that is the crisis in which we find ourselves today. And therefore, to reminding the future generations of the past generations and their great work and the legacy that we carry forward and the heritage on the shoulders of which we are standing tall today, it's something very, very important. And in that context, I believe the work that is being carried out by Mr. Binoy Bahel is extremely significant, and it has got a historic importance, if I may put it that way. So in that sense, I believe today, when we talk about the lost traditions of art and also celebrate the efforts to revive these traditions, it is also something to do with freeing ourselves from the colonized mind. It is the decolonization, and I'm happy the new education policy that has now been unveiled, in a way, is the path of demaculaization of Indian minds. Because it was the Macaulay who tried to colonize our thinking, and unfortunately, even for more than 7 decades, our governments of the day could not free Indian minds from the impact, from the deep impact of colonization. And in that context also, I greatly value the work that is being carried out by Shri Binoy Bahel and helped by our young friends like Hardik Somani and all others. Let me make 3 critical points here as part of suggestions before I close my presentation. Firstly, I believe that in India, and many of my friends in the world of fine arts tell me, that when it comes to art education, again, an impact of colonization, that there is a distinction, an uncalled for distinction between art and craft, as what they say. We value the abstract drawings from several renowned painters, and I respect them greatly. But that doesn't mean that we should not be equally considering valuable the works by our tribal artists, maybe in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, or the Warli painters, or the Pattachitra painters, or the Madhubani painters for that matter. Our folk art is equally a modern art. Let us not distinguish. Let us not have this new Chaturvarnya kind of in the world of arts. Whether art or craft, as a student, as somebody who appreciates or who tries to learn the art of appreciation, I believe, and I hope I'm not too wrong, that this artificial distinction between art and craft perhaps requires to be done away with. We at the ICCR are trying to bring all our artisans also in the fold of art and culture. And therefore, I believe this is something which we should be applying our mind. Secondly, when it comes to cultural relations, and I'm happy Suresh Prabhuji is also joining this event. And during the last 3 years, with the help of the Niti Aayog, ICCR attempted to establish the primacy of cultural relationship when it comes to the vibrancy of our economic, strategic, and even diplomatic relations across the globe. From times immemorial, India's external relations were based basically on art, culture, traditions. Before perhaps Indians could go to Malaysia and Indonesia, our Ramayana and Mahabharata went there. Today in ICCR, when we conduct a Ramayana festival every year, troops are welcomed from across the globe and especially our Southeast Asian countries. And a country like Brunei, my officials in ICCR were wondering whether they would send a troop in the Ramayana festival. When I asked them, why are you so apprehensive? They said, oh, sir, you don't know, it's 100% Islamic country. I said, so what? Extend an invitation. And I was happy to see there was a beautiful presentation coming from a troop which the Brunei government sent over here. And when they were asked by some journalists that you represent Islam insofar as your way of worship is concerned, and you are presenting a ballet on the basis of a story in Ramayana, how is it so? They said, why should you wonder? Our religion is different, but our culture is the same. And that is the important point which I believe we will have to keep in mind when we evolve stronger economic, diplomatic, and even strategic relations across the board, across the globe. Let us appreciate the importance of cultural relations. That is the second point which I would like to make. The third is that now that several international groupings have taken shape, whether it is BRICS or G20 or G7 or whatnot, I believe many countries, especially in Southeast Asia, require the technology that India has evolved in restoration art or art of restoration, whatever you call it. And therefore, we need to have some structured courses. I'm happy some of the agencies in the government are working towards that. And such structured courses in preservation, conservation, and restoration of ancient art, I believe, would be a welcome step to make deeper inroads in countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, so on and so forth. And I'm sure that the government efforts will definitely be successful, and we will have many such courses under the guidance of artists like Binoy Bahelji and others evolved sooner than later. And the last point, with the advancement of new technologies, as what they call, whether it is artificial intelligence, whether it is 3D printing, so on and so forth, I believe we can do much more in this restoration technologies, art restoration technologies. IIT Delhi has come out with some beautiful experiments, wonderful experiments to preserve our art tradition, to preserve our heritage, I think there needs to be replication and a kind of mainstreaming of all such efforts so that we can further preserve, and not only preserve, but also pass on this very valuable heritage to the younger generation, to the generations to come. And therefore, in all this and in this entire context, I believe the work that is being carried out by Sri Binoy Bahal and supported by many of his colleagues is extremely important. Once again, let me congratulate him. Let me offer all my best wishes. And let me extend every support that such efforts may require from the Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Thank you very much.